Hey there guys, how's it going? It's Jules, and this is the first talk of the spiritual talk. So basically this is just all about me talking about spirituality, or in other words meditation. I don't want to say spirituality because people assume that means religious, or it means something new age. But yeah, it's spirituality just means, the word comes down to spirituality, and spirit means breath, and breath means life. And life means this, and this means attention on the present moment, and attention on the present moment means meditation. So, yeah, it's meditation. Spirituality just means meditation. I watched RJ Spina's course on how to heal and detox from anything, and it was so good. I'll try and share some of the points. So, the first one is, there was 12 points. The first point was deep belly breathing, so breathing with your diaphragm. So basically like breathing in through the nose, through the diaphragm, holding for about 10 seconds, and then slowly releasing out the mouth through the diaphragm. If you don't know how to do that, it's kind of hard to explain, but you'll notice there's two ways you can breathe. And then it's weird, you probably can't even hear what the air that's coming in. But the next one was herbs and supplements. Another one was sex. Another one was food. Another one was exercise. The top three were meditation, fasting, and the I am presence. I am presence is just meditation in your daily life and staying with the present moment. Hence, I am presence. I am existence, consciousness on consciousness. I'm conscious of being conscious. And just trying to think of the other ones, but it was a really good dude. Check out RJ Spina. He's an absolute god. He's really good. And even like all this value that he puts out, he stays humble because he realizes that there's always more. So you never know everything. But it's weird because when you reach God, you can't get to a point where, I'm not there, but I know enough to know this is true. You get to a point where you're omniscient, omnipotent, all-powerful, omniscient, all-knowing, and omnipresent, all-pervading. So it's weird. You can like know the secrets of reality, but it's also going to be a mystery as well. It's always going to be a mystery. Check out RJ Spina, he's really good. So, okay, the two resources I would give you if you want the most amount of value for bang for your buck, like I can point you to two people, Leo Gura and RJ Spina. RJ Spina is the Ascend the Frequencies founder, and he every month he brings out a course that's like $50 USD, so 75 AUD roughly, and he just adds a ridiculous amount of value to the spiritual space, the metaphysical space. He's got a new book coming out. He's got 3 books. So his new book is The Law of Attention, which is the greatest metaphysical book ever written. If you don't know what metaphysical is, it usually focuses on knowing, identity, being, time, and space. They focus on those things. It's like meta, going back, seeing it from a bigger perspective, and how that connects to meditation, enlightenment, and spirituality is all about consciousness and being conscious of consciousness, which is always meta, because no matter what happens, whatever you do, there's nothing you can do to escape consciousness. Like even when you become unconscious, and I don't mean like unconscious, if you become unconscious, it's not the lack of awareness, it's the awareness of lack. It's not awareness of darkness. It's not the... Yeah. The first one I said. So RJ Spina, ridiculous. He's got all these courses on money, courses on relationship, courses on detoxing, courses on cancer, courses on the false awakening, like what's happening in the world. All kinds of stuff. He's amazing. The next person I would point you to would have to be Leo Gura, or actualize.org founder. And he's amazing. Like, his videos are so good. He's got videos on, he's so well educated, and he's enlightened as fuck. He's probably the most enlightened person on the planet, because he's just beyond enlightenment. There's different rungs of enlightenment. People think you get there and that's the end. Yeah, that's your full awakening, but you can keep going and keep discovering. So it's kind of like it's on or it's off. Yeah, you're enlightened or you're not enlightened, but you can be kind of like in between. But anyway, so yeah, this guy, so Leo, yeah, he's like, so basically there's like enlightenment and there's God realization, where you realize you're not just a part of God, you are the whole Atman, you're the whole Godhead. And you're also, yeah, and then the next stage is alien insanity, as he calls it. He just reached ridiculous levels of awakening that no one else has done, because he uses psychedelics, and that's gonna accelerate your consciousness faster than anything else, because it's essentially just a crystal that you take, and it's just pure consciousness distilled down and crushed into a diamond, so to speak. So but yeah, no, Leo Gura is amazing. He does videos on he's the most reliable resource you'll get, because he just does so much research and he does so much contemplation and comes up with his own answers, and he encourages you not just to believe but to verify for yourself and to entertain an idea without believing it. And he's got videos on happiness, he's got videos on love, he's got videos on business, he's got videos on relationships, he's got videos on the theme of things going full circle, he's got videos on politics, he's got videos on just like anything and everything in the personal development stage, because it's actualize.org, which is all about the idea of self-actualization, which is the idea about reaching your full potential. So he's got a book list where you can get these. You don't get the actual books, but you get a summary in a blurb, and you get an audio file summary of the book and a rating. And there's about over 200 books on that list, and they're all categorized and organized into categories. So he's also got a life purpose course, which is really good. He's working on other courses. He's working on a book which is going to be life changing, world shattering. Like, when he releases that book, it's gonna fucking, holy shit, it's just gonna make a huge difference to the world. So Leo Gura, RJ Spina. Then there's your typical Rupert Spira, Adyashanti, Gangaji, Papaji, Muji, Osho, Swami Vivekananda. There's a bunch of Swamis. Lao Tzu, Ramana Maharshi, Kerry Kay. There's a bunch of people. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Some of them have really good books. I recommend reading Osho and Jiddu Krishnamurti books, because Osho's amazing. And Jiddu Krishnamurti, I haven't read his book. I'm ordering one of his books The Book of Life, I think it's called. And I haven't read it, but I do know that Naval Ravikant, one of the greatest people of our time, because he's got health, wealth, love, and happiness all done, which is the good life, which is the 4 pillars created by Tai Lopez. I recommend taking Tai Lopez as well. You want to balance your life. This is where we need to go with society. We don't need people being crazy business people to make lots of money. We don't need people to be, crazy spiritually, but you can get so spiritual where you're just sitting there doing nothing. And sedentariness is not good for you. But if you're in the I am, there's nothing you can't achieve. There's nothing you can't conceive and believe and achieve. So it's okay. But basically, we need to be in the middle. So we need the middle path. We need to balance. We need to be present, and we need to meditate. But we also need to take action in the world and have our own businesses that are adding value to the marketplace first and foremost. And then if you add enough value, as money comes from people people will want to pay you. So be so good they can't ignore you. Make your value so good that they want to pay you. So just help people as much as you can, because I believe everybody in the world has an important role to play. Everybody in the world has an important lesson to teach, and we're just gonna like help each other. So it's like one person can help 1,000. If you only need about 1,000 people to make it. Like if you charge people $10 a month, which is nothing, right? $10 a month, AUD. And yeah, $10 a month. And you have 1,000 people, that's $10,000 a month, which is like more than enough to live, more than enough to travel, more than enough to survive. And yeah, and then they can help you, and it's just, yeah, we've got to get to a point where we're just like sharing businesses and sharing ideas and sharing art. And Naval Ravikant thinks we should basically learn engineering and coding, and then get machines to the point where they take care of everything, and then we just make art for fun and entertain each other. No, Naval Ravikant's really good because I know that was a bit random, but tangent. I take a lot of tangents sometimes, but I'm working on it and I'm getting better, and as you meditate, everything just gets better and better and better and better and better. Meditation is the absolute shit. Anyway, so basically, so Naval Ravikant, he meditates and he's got this really beautiful perspective on life, that it's actually not that hard, but people insist on making it complicated. Complex. Yeah, so that's a quote by someone else, but that's basically what he was saying. Yeah, so he meditates, he does business, he's got he's probably dream girl. I know he's got a wife, but he's smart enough to pick someone he's compatible with, to the 8th degree. So, I think I use that phrase right, to the 8th degree. I think it just means like seriously, like intensely, massively. Yeah, so meditation is the shit, guys. Like literally, if you're not meditating, start by practicing mindfulness in your day-to-day life. You got to start where you are and use what you can and do what you have. So that means you have to start with thought. So use a thorn or a thought to remove a thorn or other thoughts, and then you throw both the thorns away, or all the thoughts. So the one you even use. So you'll start by saying something like, alright, let's think about the colors. I see green, I see red, I see blue, whatever. And then you go, okay, I'm feeling my inner body, I'm feeling my hands. You kind of talk to yourself, but it's about dropping that dialogue, that story, that ego, that mind, that thought. They're all synonymous. It's about dropping it. They're just being present, and it's all about surrender. The whole spiritual journey comes down to surrender. So just literally do you feel that peace? The quietness? And it's instantaneous. There was this guy who went to a yogi, and he's like, what's your secret? And the yogi said, I just say yes to everything. That's all it is. If you don't know what to do, just relax the body. Relax and release, as Michael Singer calls it. And Osho talks about relaxation as the ultimate as well. So relaxation's powerful, moving slower is powerful, breathing is powerful, doing what you want, being disciplined, because if you're always busy, everything's easy. If you're always lazy, everything's hard. So, alright, how long am I going to make this video? Let's go 30 minutes, that's a good amount of time. Yeah, guys, why should you meditate? Well, you should get my ebook, Spiritual Awakening, The Essentials. And it talks about what spiritual awakening is, or meditation, why you should do it, how to do it, and what comes next. It's a very short ebook. So when that's out, I'll post it and you guys can read it. I'll probably put it out for free. I just want to add just infinite value, because you can. Because when you meditate, you have infinite value. You realize that you can just like come up with shit. And it's not bullshit, it's smart shit. You know? So this is the power of meditation, guys. Like, it makes you smart as fuck. It makes you positive as fuck. Excuse my language. It makes you funny. It makes you authentic, which was the number one thing on the 12 points of healing and detoxing by R.J. Spina. It was eventually, the whole thing was about vaccines and healing from vaccines. So the first point was authenticity. The number one thing, authenticity and the I am presence. But authenticity comes from the I am presence, so it heals all. It's all healing. It's all encompassing. So if awareness alone is curative, and it's all encompassing, and you're present, and your awareness is everywhere, it's healing everything. So meditation, oh man, I can't hammer this point home enough. Meditation is the shit, guys. Like, you don't just, so what you want to do is you want to start by, like I was saying, just like thinking about it, and then you'll just make these little quantum leaps from mind to moment, from thinking, because time is an illusion, right? Because it's only now. So the future is a thought in the now, and the past is a thought in the now. Hello. And so so time's an illusion. And there's a lot of you want to be super open-minded. That's like one of the most important attributes you can hold is being open-minded. Because when people are saying stuff, even when people criticize you, you'll be like, oh shit, okay, cool, thank you, maybe you're right, and you don't take offense. But you also want to be skeptical, critical, think critically, think laterally, think out of the box, think originally. So it's weird, you need a delicate balance of all these things, but it's not that you like think about them constantly. Well, what happens is, if you hear something from a spiritual teacher and it hits, and you're like, oh, I'm too present, I can't remember what he said, it's because you embodied it. So it came, you embodied it, and then you don't remember it. Like when you need to remember it, you remember it. Like, it comes out, becomes who you are. So yeah. Alright, 18 minutes, let's go another 10 minutes. Okay, let's add massive value right now. Let's go, come on. Massive value. So it will get easier, and you'll get to a point where you won't have a technique. You'll literally just be here, and you just stay here. And then it goes exponential. That's the most important idea that I can give you. Exponentiality, or compounding. It goes faster and faster evermore. You go faster and faster. I'm trying to connect that to the idea of leverage more and more with less and less. Basically, yeah, that works. You do more and more with less and less. You go further and further with less and less effort. So, right. So exponentiality, yeah. So it's a slow start but a fast finish. You're a beginner before you're an expert. It's hard before it's easy, but it goes quick. And the thing is, you'll still get negative thoughts even when you're fully awakened. I'm a little bit psychic, and I can tell when people get negative thoughts. I can tell when they take hits or bumps. So a hit is when your consciousness goes down a bit. A bump is when it goes up. So it can be a lot, it can be a little. But basically, yeah, when you What was I saying? So consciousness, less and less is more and more. It's beginning very, it's hard before it's easy, and you just kind of, it goes exponential. So like one day you'll just be, that's it. You'll get negative thoughts. So I've detected negative thoughts from Muji, to negative thoughts from Eckhart Tolle, negative thoughts from Owen Cook, negative thought, and who's a very enlightened being. Negative thoughts from Leo Gura, and they just bounce back. So what happened? Because I had a call with the spiritual teacher. I can't remember his name, but it's this guy with dreadlocks on YouTube. And I was like, oh, I get these negative thoughts. And he's like, yeah, it's alright. Like, I'm fully enlightened, and I get a thought of like something saying, oh, this teacher isn't even that good, when they've been helping him his entire life. So you're gonna get negative thoughts, but they're just not gonna bother you. Hey, so past the lady. So where attention goes, energy flows, and where things flow, things grow. And if you focus on the present moment, don't worry about positive thinking. Oh man, this is a massive one. Positive thinking is, let it come naturally. If you try and force it, you're gonna go back down, because even positive thought, intentionally done, can turn into ego. And ego is not what you want, because ego eases God out. And we want God. We want God. So it eases God out. Even being positive is, well, you can drop levels of consciousness by literally just. So, okay, more value. I'm trying to push out more value. I'm crazy right now. So meditation literally heals everything. It affects your cells, it affects your DNA, it affects your brain, it affects every single part of your body. If you believe something to be true, it will be your experience of truth. But you gotta let go of beliefs, let go of thinking altogether. When you need to think, you will think, it just naturally happens. So you don't need to think positively. What happens is you raise your consciousness, you empty your cup, and then God fills it up with his tea. And you're just, as Osho says, you're full of energy even when you're not doing anything. So that's what it's all about. Emptying your cup, removing the barriers you built up against love. Okay, I know enough to know this stuff is true. Again. And so I'm gonna get swooped by a plover here. When I was a kid, I got swooped by a plover, and it scarred me for life. And now whenever I see plovers, I get triggered. Anyway, they're kind of cool birds, but they do swoop. Anyway, so just invite 2 to 5 seconds of silence as many times in the day as you can. If you want enlightenment, you gotta want it. If you want to have it, you gotta want it more than anything else, and work towards it like crazy. I've been working towards it for a while. I'm already awake. I'm just not one with everything, but I am in a way. I understand the logic of it, which isn't it at all. But I kind of see that we're one, but I'm not, it's not, my awakening isn't complete, 100%. Because, it's not. But it's weird saying that, because when you speak, you create a contract with the universe. Abracadabra actually means, as I speak, so I create. So, holy Jesus, sorry, it's a hill. It's all good. But as I speak, so I create. So when you say things, you solidify them, you strengthen them, you create them. It becomes your truth more and more as you feed it. The bucket fills drop by drop. So you just got to keep washing your bucket out with a hose Maybe not drop by drop, that would take fucking ages. If you get a hose and fill your bucket up, no matter how much negativity was in there, after a while it'll all be washed away. And you'll just be left with pure alkaline water, the best water there is. Alkaline water with a pH level of 9 to 10, I think it is. That's the good stuff. Yeah, so look after your health. And that's what meditation does. Look after your health by eating healthy, okay? I'll give you what to eat. A lot of people are going to disagree with this because it includes meat. But this is what RJ Spina recommends, and this is what he says. He says you're going to disagree, but this is what's healthy. Eggs, fish, meat, veggies, and fruit. Go for those. Because, yeah, RJ says, that's why. And he's probably had a million insights about this and done a lot of research. So yeah, always do your own research. And educate yourself like crazy. If you want more money, you gotta learn more to earn more. Learn more to earn more. Focus on making your first dollar, then make your 10, then make 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million, so on. You got this. Like, you got this. You got this in the bag. Just believe in yourself. But then you also got to drop that. Like, you want to naturally believe in yourself, not have a thought about it. If a thought comes, it comes. But yeah, no. You want to... Don't try and force anything. This is what Alan Watts talks about with... I got a lot of quotes. This is what Alan Watts talks about with Wu Wei. He defines it as not forcing. Like when you're putting a key in a lock, you don't force it, you jiggle it. That's how he explains it. So there's different definitions of Wu Wei. And Wu Wei is the way because it encourages action over inaction. Activity over inactivity. So non-doing, non-action, or doing nothing, which is kind of, doesn't give you the right idea about doing action, but you want, to the mind that is silent, the whole universe surrenders, is what Lao Tzu says. So if the whole universe surrenders, you can do anything. Like, you're free, look. You're free, the only thing that stops you is your mind. But you just move through it. Stay present, move through it, take action. If you want to make money, you need two things. You need energy, and I don't mean energy to move your body, like, yeah, you need that too, but you need energy, like vibration frequency. Okay, that's positive, that's good, that comes from meditation. And you need effort. So, yeah, you gotta, Jesus. These hills, bro. Welcome to where I live. Lots of hills. Yeah, so, alright, we got a minute and 30 seconds to go. Let's go. Massive value, more value than I've ever added in my life. The most value I can ever add in my life is giving you a direct experience of meditation. So look at your hands. Actually, look at a tree or something outside of your body. And then just stay with it and keep looking until you lose it. And then bring it back. Because once you lose it and you bring it back, that's your first repetition. That's your realization of what meditation is. Because a lot of people are like, oh, it's not for me. I don't understand it. It's too hard. I've got the mind for it. No one has the mind for it at first. Unless you're an avatar and you're born enlightened, like Jesus or Adida Samraj. But you got to have that direct experience of what meditation is, and then you'll be on the path, and then you can start meditating like crazy. And as I say, if you've started, it's best to finish. But if you haven't started, don't do it. It's too hard. But I think it's worth it. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode. Just remember, you got this. In the bag, believe in yourself. Take action. Do a lot of shit. Doesn't matter how old you are, it's never too late. Because even if you don't become even if you're 90 years old and you're gonna die in a day, if you meditate, you're helping the whole fucking world. Like a lot. Like it makes a huge difference. We need everybody to be on board with this shit. Okay? Alright. Have a good one, guys. Peace. I hope you enjoyed. Jules out.